Good day, dear friends. Today we have a special day. It's in Ukrainian Independence Day. This video is about Volodymyr Zelensky and state treason, because I strongly believe he was involved in state treason, and he was recruited by Russian federal agency. But before we dive into really into details, I want to ask you to subscribe, put a like, and leave your comment. So here's the article about Volodymyr Zelensky and Kamala Harris. It's by Time, and I want to show you just Kamala come over and saying, Volodymyr Zelensky saying, "Hey, just please announce about possible Russian invasion back in 2022." And Kamala said that just right here, I have just quoted Kamala Harris said the attack was unavoidable. Recalls Alexei Reznikov, who attended the meeting in his role as a Ukrainian defense minister this time. So the problem is why I'm just strongly believe Volodymyr Zelensky is really not pro-Ukrainian, because he didn't inform Ukrainian nation regarding this invasion, but instead of he was talking about making barbecue coming summer on his New Year speech. I can just show you, for example, this
квітні
one.
відзначимо Великдень. В травні, як завжди, сонце, вихідні, шашлик, День перемоги.
He was talking about like it means like making barbecue, but instead of it just it well in English. So the problem is he did inform Ukrainian nation about this invasion. My friends, again, I'm gonna ask you just about to leave your comment, share this video, and subscribe, like it, because what I wanna say, just all this green marks and deep state map used to be occupied by Russian forces, Russian army. We pushed them back. We pushed them back to the border lines. But the problem is like with Volodymyr Zelensky, here's a Kiev, capital city, and the green it used to be occupied. Problem with Volodymyr Zelensky, he didn't inform us, didn't create evacuation plans, and this is caused like really like a big problem, because we lost 100,000 people because there was nothing prepared for like this is a invasion. So for example, a place like called Mariupol, and there is like so many. It's really hard to talk me about this because so there is so many mass graves and a lot of people being killed by Russian forces. Same thing just about Bucha, Berdianka, as I mentioned previously. This place near Kiev. You probably heard about news about these places. European, there was a Hostomel, and Volodymyr Zelensky now he cannot like didn't answer the question why he didn't inform the people about this invasion, since that's as I mentioned about magazine Times. He knew it, and Kamala Harris spoke with him, and just Biden also like saying about this invasion is unavoidable, but but now he's just like playing like nothing happened. And he just as well like occupied his national TV station. Like how is he occupied? It's completely control. It's like you didn't tell him all over phone. It's like many Ukrainians TV channels, which is owned by oligarchs, which is multi-billionaire people. Persons who are like put a specific non-critical, not criticizable agenda on these channels. It's like on which is going on like digital providers, which is like a cable providers as well, like on YouTube. They just praise Volodymyr Zelensky, but they don't ask any question about like why he didn't like inform the people. And like one of his like secretaries, Andriy Yermak, he's saying like it was not at this moment, like we have to talk about after war. But we raise as Ukrainians, we raise a lot of questions regarding like this kind of problems, like and why we not being informed, because it raises many questions regarding who is Mr. Zelensky, if he's like if he's a Ukrainian president, but why he didn't prepare himself and prepare whole nation against this invasion, but instead of he was talking about barbecue and just mentioning about just like we will not surrender or something like that, just for example here on bbc.com. But my friends, one of the problems like I see, because some people who've been defending Ukraine, like as some General Krivonos, I'll show you the article here from BBC Ukraine, and he is has a criminal investigation, and they pursue him because he was putting some oil. It's kind of motor oil over takeoff line near Kiev. It's airport Giuliani. So this is airport that is very critical, same as Hostomel. So Russian special troops unable like to land there. So because of like being super slidey, I mean because of oil on a takeoff, so it would be just definitely crush the plane. And now this general is being sued and has a criminal case against him regarding defense of Kiev airport, and just Ukrainian like general, like a Ukrainian main general prosecutor asking like to put him in prison because he's not supposed to do it. But like asking like a question: if it's just general prosecutor of Ukraine, what country he is? It's just Ukrainian or Russian? Because like this person like saved like he has had like involvement like saving like capital of Ukraine back in February 2022, but now he get sued against it. So this is the problem, like why we have like our system of judgment and our judges and our like law system just going after people who is fighting was and is fighting for Ukraine. I'll give you just one of the examples. There is one guy who just when he lives, just I'll show you exactly the place. He lives here near Sumy, and just a moment, Here we go. It's this region, and he was just himself like escaping because he was. This little small village, and he was responsible for like getting himself like involvement in a fight against the Russian forces, but he left it because he couldn't fight because whole country was not informed, just caught in surprise. As you know, like whole nation is just being told nothing to worry about, we're gonna make a barbecue, Russia is not a big threat. But meanwhile Russia like being prepared and put big forces by the Ukrainian borders. So this guy right now get just it's a village kind of major. So it's like deputy of, in fact, let's say this region. He was just arrested and saying because he left. But see, like the problem is, if he was a person who been instructed, like by evacuation, by Ukrainian, like authorities saying, okay, it's gonna be invasion. I give you instructions regarding how you have to do it, like how to you have to, like do in this particular situation. Yeah. So let's say he has instructions and he would be just staying or leaving, but now he get like sued because he was living like his uh, own region, because he was responsible for this one. Again, another story just about a teacher. It was just also like I'm not sure which part of here, a teacher of school. She just simply didn't give a key from the school, so Russian soldiers unable to come without breaking the doors or windows, get into school. But she was killed, just not given a key. But for example, if Volodymyr Zelensky give kind of instructions before evacuation, she would be able like like follow the instruction, just leave the town, not staying there, not meet or just not participate, not no, there is no communication with Russian forces. But now she's dead, and again like this is like mess is created by Volodymyr Zelensky, because he's a president of Ukraine and he's responsible all for all his like brave things, and by same time for his like shady, you know, unlawful actions, which has caused like 100,000 deaths. And you can see again, like there is a lot of scandals about corruptions, like ex of Alexei Reznikov, like exact same guy who was talking about Kamala. Just a moment, here goes Alexei Reznikov. I just highlight here. So he was buying eggs. So one egg is was bought on the market for 50 cents, I believe. And in Ukraine we have a cheap prices. It's like it's like 4 cents per egg. So can you imagine like a 4 and 50 cents difference? 4 cents per egg and 50 cents per egg. And this Oleg Reznikov was just didn't go to the court, didn't was not an internal kind of investigation against his case, and he's just somewhere in Ukraine. And how? Because it's corruption, because there is kickback of the money. It just was but behind of all these kind of manipulations, and just buying in a big quantities, and just millions of hryvnias, millions of dollars as well. And today I was talking about, like in my Ukrainian channel, about fortification. It's specifically talking. It's about concrete structures, which was built near Sumy region, and then now they have a contract put on system Prozoro. Actually, I'm gonna show you how it's looking. So we came back to this website, which is like a government website where just all this kind of bids. It's like a bid auction, so everybody knows about what's going on. So I'm gonna show you here the problem is. So this is roughly like $5 million in just like 224 million Ukrainians, about slightly more than $5 million. So they want to hire some agency services for the protection of fortification structures on the territory of Sumy region, 5 lots. So can you imagine, like, there is like pay $5 million, freaking $5 million for fortification, like security services. What, someone is gonna be steal a piece of concrete? Oh, just like I don't understand. This is like a extremely high number, especially for Ukraine. So my main point, and just my main like opinion, just Volodymyr Zelensky is the head of corruption. It's just like I know it's reputational damage. I know, but it's we need to step in, like Western countries, like step in, send audit companies, audit. Organizations, and if any possible way to make it happen. So like these people who's sitting in President Zelensky office should be removed, because this is like what happens. They are like stealing, they are corruption. As example right here, just it's government website. It's Prozoro, and again, like $5 million for the security structure, like security service structure. So just someone is gonna be security guy, is gonna go over and look, so nobody steals this kind of concrete blocks. Okay, like there is no excuses. Like I can see, like, and they are putting these numbers like $5 million. And again, as I mentioned about Reznikov, like he was buying eggs like for 50 cents a piece instead of like 4 cents a piece, and he didn't get like any involvement. There is not internal investigation. And the problem is, again, like as I mentioned about General Krivonos, like he just gets sued because he was trying to just as hard as possible not to let Russian planes to land near Kiev, and back in February 2022, and he just like has like a criminal case now. So I have really a lot of questions about like why this Volodymyr Zelensky doing that, because this is corruption. This is like involvement is a big like me as Ukrainian, I'm just feel shame, but it's like it's a reputational damage. I agree, but this is like it's bitter truth, because Volodymyr Zelensky, by not telling Ukrainians regarding what's going on, like about invasion to be happen, it's cost like 100,000. And this person cannot rule a country because he's a liar. But president of Ukraine is just guarantor of constitution of Ukraine. But how he can be a guarantor of constitution of Ukraine if he's a liar? And here we just invading the Kursk region, so we're gonna be able I don't understand this kind of maneuvers because we come advance here, but same time have a look just at the Pokrovsk region. It's like a Russian army advancing, and just next to Pokrovsk is really left several kilometers. Here, just I'll show you just within just going back a couple of days, just to show you how they just going extremely fast. They're just the Russians going advanced in a really unbelievable speed. But while we just fight in Pokrovsk, getting these little villages, we're losing a very strategic place in eastern part of Ukraine. It's by the way, so you know, this is a lot of shale gas here. There is so many oil, there is many gas, and it just as well crude oil. Again, it's unreasonable. It's really unreasonable. They're going to Kursk region while just make this parties become very easy to get over. Again, it's unplanned, and in my opinion, it is just it's fail. And again, Volodymyr Zelensky does not speak to the public. He just talking about monologues. He did not participate any live QAs, question and answering by local journalist like Butусov Yuri, but there is many Radio Liberty, Radio Svoboda. There is sometimes he giving kind of interviews to the public domain, to international medias like Wall Street Journal and just Washington Post, but rarely. And again, he's avoiding to talk about his specific his telling fuck-ups. And right here, I'm gonna show you. This is Ukrainian soldiers right here now surrendered. Well, tell me just, is this worth? It was worth it, to participate the Kursk invasion while we just losing our soldiers here in Kotel and just been surrounded. Now we just losing our soldiers and they're gonna captive, and they're gonna be exchanged for Russians. So whatever we gained here in Kursk region. It's gonna be all the soldiers who's been captured near New York, actually New York, as you hear, it's a correct name. And now it's pointless. It's really pointless. It just kind of lose Ukrainian soldiers. And again, this is government is sunk in corruption. This government just really unprofessional. And what does Volodymyr Zelensky does? He just playing a role of brave president, but there is nothing behind. It's emptiness. It's a clown. So my dear friends, subscribe, share this video, like it, leave a comment, and see you next videos. God bless you. Glory to Ukraine.